$4 billion contract with Singapore for AI power data centers across Southeast Asia. Initial $300 million phase in Indonesia. Service is expected to go live by early 2026. That's GRRR. Shares hitting a high of 2071. Golf Romeo, Romeo, Romeo.
Hey, good morning, everybody. These are the stocks that most of the studio is trading right now. I was over on my other account picking up a few quick wins. Did a long position on Lilly too, that just announced a new pill for to lose weight. And that's an $800 stock though, so not the small share size kind of thing, obviously. But it's always good to look to see if you're not doing that. What are the other people doing? You know, how are they making their money? How are they making their living? Excuse me. That's, build data centers in Southeast Asia. It's obviously enough to spike this. I'd be slightly concerned. I don't think this is going to be a runaway kind of stock, but you never know. Depends on how many people jump on these things. I know a bunch of the people here just did, as well as the other one where I just made a crap load of money really quickly was on this one on my other account. Now it's coming back, it's retracing, but I think I sold out at 105, I think, $1.05, and got it down here in the 80 range, a couple thousand shares. So it's best to do that on light speed, obviously. Now let's go over the news really quickly. Of course, you've got the big news today with the Fed announcing a cut. Everybody assumes 25 basis points. If it's 50, the market will go crazy. If it's not, the market will go down. So, but if it stays at 25, I think it's mostly built in, but it'll be, I think, bullish day. NVIDIA, it's saying, is bearish neutral because China just basically said don't buy NVIDIA chips. Tesla, strong bullish. I'm going to be looking at that this morning as an opening trade. Palantir is neutral. Apple's neutral. AMD is bullish. CoreWeave neutral. Hood neutral. SMCI is slightly bullish. HIMS is neutral. Marvel is bullish. RKLB is neutral. Oracle is bullish again. SPY slightly a bearish alert, and the Q neutral. So overall, the overall market's kind of neutral to bearish. So you got to be careful there. My mic's working good. Okay. Yesterday, we ended up doing pretty good. I came back, if you didn't see the recap, and we made our goal, and I showed the video of how I made that money. Make sure you read that disclaimer. And let me just see. So Tesla this morning, yeah, it's given us some great some possible moves here. So those are the levels I was showing on my recap that I was making money yesterday on Tesla and pulled us out of that hole that we got into on what do you call it there? The other one I just mentioned that was bullish this morning. I'm having a memory cloud issue here, but yeah, you can see these were areas, kind of created a zone here from the day before, and then I was in this with some intraday levels marked too. The fact that it's fallen off and it's still that huge investment from Musk on Friday. I think this is going to be in the $500 range, certainly by the end of the year, and maybe higher. So I think if you got caught in a swing, and I hate to say that about a stock like Tesla, because, geez, it could kill you too. I'm going to just go 50 shares and take a look at the opening action of this. I don't recommend this trade for anybody unless you got the pockets to handle if it goes against you. This morning I already made my goal very shortly, which is 5,000 a day, and I will be trading 3 or 4 sessions today to hopefully make more. And this is our smaller session with a small share size to see what we can do here. Yeah, I don't like it. I got that zoomed in too tight here. So let's pull this back a little bit here. Yeah, this is gonna fly. I think this is gonna go up. But in case there's a big dip first, I will try to get it. You know, I put this down low for you guys. If anybody's even thinking about trying this, you should need even 20 shares, 5 shares, but you really shouldn't do it. That's my advice. Look at how it's holding that fib, boy, at 1550 level. It held that. We have a minute and a half. Good luck, everybody who's here with us today. Just broke it for a second. I'm not going to set a position. I might not go into the second candle, but I don't know. I could go in market on the first candle, but here we go. We got 1 minute to go.
Fed rate decision today at 2 p.m. Eastern Time.
Yeah, 2 p.m. and then guidance at 2:30 p.m. for the Fed. Oh, wait a minute. I got this on extended still. Oop, big mistake. Okay, here we go. So I'm on the account that can only handle the 25K for your, so that would be 100K in possible funds available to you with the PDT. 20 seconds, guys. I do expect this to go up today, so I'm not in a huge rush to get into a position, but if there is a dip, you know, that's just too good to refuse, I will get in. I think it's going to climb. I mean, it was up to 23 or 24 yesterday, so I think, here we go. See what kind of a dip we get, if any. Nope, it just went straight up. So can't keep up over here. God. Buy the bid on a dip if it breaks down there. It's not going to break down. That was its dip, I think, right there. maybe more. You never know. I don't know. I'm holding firm here just to see. It's actually not as radical as I thought it might do this morning. Yep. All right. Well, I think it's just going to go to the moon here. Because everybody's saying buy Tesla. So, excuse me. This is still a good price to buy, honestly. Can we get a dip down here? I really want a dip. We're on the second candle now. Looking for anything down. I'm going to go ahead and go in. I got in there at 50 shares. So there it goes. So I don't want to get over greedy. Like I could have got out for 30 bucks already. And we're just going to stair step up if this goes the way we hope. That was at 17 even. I tried to get out, which would have been 53 cents. So right now the target's much less, but that's on the pre-market. I was about to say that's on the unemployment. I don't know why I was going to say that. Wow. I'm going to try to grab that dip. Yeah, so now some might think that's counterintuitive. I do not think so. I'm gonna wait for a much bigger rebound here to get out, and I'm not opposed to adding to that if it goes down and play it for the day. Remember, I might play this for the day, so think about that if you're even attempting to follow what I'm doing. That was just going to be a quick profit there on that dip, so that's $51 now. So looking for another dip down there. That might be the lowest it goes today. Let's see if it's going to do anything weird. Still hovering down there at the 14, which is interesting. So be careful, guys. It just it's really volatile if you're even attempting this. Seeing if we're going to get another big dip down there. It went all the way down to 1375. So yeah, there it is. That is the ATR RV level there, right there at 1425. A lot of people would jump in on that level. That's half the ATR average. The fact that it's playing down there this long is interesting. Getting ready to go in. I'm looking for a dip closer to 414 if it dips at all. I don't see it swelling up as much, which is slightly concerning to get in it right now. Might want to wait for it to really show its move up and not get caught in a worse position. Because the buyers were weaker on that third candle. You can see from the pro, and it is actually getting stronger on the sellers. So something's driving this down right now, so be careful. So it did hit. There was an opportunity there for a brief second to get like 40 cents. Yeah, I'm going to kind of wait this out because I don't like how it's pounding down. I need it to settle down and then start to swale up. So that's our start on something you know was a huge risk to try. So let's look. So NVIDIA, we're expecting to go down, and it is going down. Palantir is going down. Apple is going up. We might want to look at that this morning. AMD is going down. Google is going down. Amazon is going down. Oracle is going down, even though they said to be bullish on it. Hood is like even money here. Let me look at the other scanner. This is a deep one. It's got real deep, going to like 25 stocks here. It's hard to borrow on IBIT. Just reading what's left here. IONQ is up, but that one's hard to borrow. RKLB is up, and that one I was trading a little earlier too. So this is my second trading session. So what's happening? I stayed on Tesla, right? So I was thinking about going over to Apple. See how the magnet just pulled down there? So there's a lot of price action down here. So I'm gonna hold off on going long right now, and I definitely don't want to go short on this stock. So it's all on how you want to do it, guys. But you got to be careful with Tesla. Keep your share size nice and low, 5, 10, 20 shares, maybe 50 at your max, depending on, your risk level. And you see it just keeps pounding down. That's one of the reasons I didn't go in. So let's take a look at Apple, because Apple is going up. I've got old levels on this. Let me just take a look at the levels here if we're going to try to trade this consolidating sort of thing. Well, that's not bad. That fib is very, very close to where it would be. Let's get rid of that one. Let me look at some of this historical data here. what am I on? Is this not a, hang on. Am I on a 5-minute 2-day down here? This should be on a 10-day. Okay, get that fixed. So that data is sold, but that fib would actually work. No, it wouldn't. Okay, so everything needs to be removed here. So clear drawing set. All right, let's get another look at this. 37. Maybe pulling back from where it's going now, which will be good. So we're not in a rush. You know, we got to stay calm. There's consistent opportunities. We're looking for it to slow down and then just be maybe long biased unless it's done all of its move. Close enough. And then this is here, 22. Come on. It's 34.12. Might as well get it exact. Let's get some historical data. I mean, right in this area, the fib kind of smoothed that out perfectly there. Yeah, NVIDIA is going to drop today, so it might be a good one to short. Yeah, this level right here.
They're telling the China tech companies to stop buying NVIDIA AI chips.
So the price area is up, way up here. So if we were going to mark historical data, it's got to be over here, where it might actually come into play. Like that got picked up by the fib, see it? So it's perfectly there. Then this one kind of, as you can see, it respected it again right there. I don't know if that's in our price range. Let's take a look of where we're at now. If we're just, you know, these are just potential levels that we may want to watch as if we start to scalp this. So Apple, we can do, we want to start at 100 shares, and that is 25% of the position if you trade with my trading plan. But you should have your own plan, and you should do your own due diligence about what you want to trade. But I will show you what I'm going to do, and then you call it as you see it.
KSS coal is getting a pump to the high. Kilo Sandy up 2.6% KSS.
So let's see what we got here. So it stopped at the 240, turned around. We are 10 minutes into the market now, so we can start to look. We've got a fib level here, but really the historical data was held it better than the fib as far as respecting it. $23.9 trillion empire, more than China and Germany combined. So Apple to rally more than 28%. Here are the top 10 analyst forecasts. So, you know, when you get news like that, that's what happens. Now, I have a couple of positions in Apple already, and they're down because I took them long-term a while ago. So I'm glad to see this go up. But as far as scalping, we should be long biased and look for pullbacks that support. And just be careful on flushes. So right now, it opened down way over here, so way down at the 39. So Apple's opening was 238.97. Yeah. So anywhere near there is a great place to buy, in my opinion. You can see price action coming above the magnet as we shake out pre-market stuff in the first two candles. We start to pay attention to what's happening more with the current buying volume as it's sweeping in here. And then the overall average is right there, that magenta line. That's a great indicator, the market magnet, to have if you don't have it already, along with this one here. So I'm not in a rush to take a position here, but we can try to climb up to our goal today, which is 100. Charlie already made her goal this morning with me, but $150.
Right now, Visionary Holdings, 267,
Um,
62%. Golf Victor,
she's getting to be a real trading pro here.
CWD, Caliber Companies, shares are resuming now, $8.16. Still up about 28%, but well off the earlier highs in the pre-market. That's probably Whiskey Delta.
So I'm starting to look at this level 2 now to see if we have some opportunities for, small 10-cent trades. Got a 20-cent target up, 19 down. It keeps hitting that 240 and rejecting. But I think it's making a flat top that it's going to break out of. So I'm still looking for a dip here. And I'd love it to come back down here again, but it may be done doing that. Let's see if we can get a dip down a little low. We got to wait, and it's a game of patience here. Welcome everybody as you come in. This is the professor with Day Trading for Success. So I am calling the trades as like I see them, but you need to do your own due diligence and take the trades how you see them. I am not a licensed financial advisor. So right now we're zooming in on Apple. I've created some support and resistance levels based on historical data with the Fibonacci. And now we're looking at price flow and opportunities to get in. And anywhere near this fib, guys, I will get in. There's the bid price. Actually, it's so tight, I probably just go and mark it to make sure I get in the position. 69 now. I'm waiting. You could see the momentum said it's going to go back up. That's the momentum arrow. MACD said up from this level. And you got to break this market magnet. You got to break this 240 level to.
Snow Lake getting a small pop here. Shares up about 10% now, well off the earlier pre-market highs on that uranium discovery. That's India Tango Michael.
There are people in the studio that literally jump to every ticker he reads and then just go in for like 2 minutes and get out. To ride the momentum of what's happening. Look at this volume coming in. So this is going to stay up here. It's not going to come back down here. That's my thing. And this magnet's going to pop up in a second. So we may not get this dip opportunity. Really wants to break the 40. So I'm going to look for maybe a dip that's a little closer up here than all the way down, just based on the newer data that's happening. So let me see if it swings down at all. I'll go ahead and get that. So I got that at 81. And then, of course, it went down right after I said that. But the magnet did pull up, so get ready. Here we go. It's going to go up. That's my prediction. Now, I'm only 25% in my position, and it went back down. Wow, weird, huh? That actually just happened. Way to call that wrong. Looking to get in down there. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get in. I'm at 65 now. Waiting for this to recover, so I'm half of my position. And I think I'm pretty happy with that. I'm right in this area. So I'm waiting for it to rebound up to the 40. And I'm definitely not opposed to going into my full position on this long bias stock today. So you just got to wait it out. So there's the buy-sell oscillator telling it to turn around. Momentum says it's going down. Boy, did it just, right when this price action came in, it pulled back down the magnet. So it was interesting. Sometimes it takes a second, for it to, or a minute or two for it to really realize what's happening. And what's happening is it's about to go up. That's what's happening. So we just have to wait it out and don't panic.
GV Visionary Holdings continue to make new highs, $3.20, up 92%. That's Golf and Victor. Share is hitting a high of $3.20.
Here it goes. Now I'm not going to get greedy if it gets anywhere near the 240 again. I'm just going to get out and make hopefully a decent $20, $30 trade. Let's see. So our max share size to fit under the PDT is 400 shares. I am half in now. This is a scaling in type of scalping. If you haven't watched this before, it's not for everybody. We're right in the zone here. We're at the bottom of the zone, so we're expecting a recovery. You can see, here's our levels, 240 down to 239.39 or 239.50.
CODX, Co-Diagnostics, pricing is $3.8 million registered direct offering of common stock.
So the open's way down here, so it could hurt us. You know, if it decides to not be...
now 47 cents, down about 26%. CODX.
There it goes. So we're not looking for a huge amount up there. So as it goes up, that was only 70 cents or something. So we want to go higher than that, obviously. So let's get up into here, like in the 90 range. So I could have taken a profit there. It wasn't enough for me to get out. I will do market. I want to make sure we get out. I'm talking to you guys, but I'm also talking to Charlie here, who's my assistant that handles all the chat for the large share size traders. So when I say we, she knows I'm specifically talking to my thought process to her. For her small account we funded. Again, not enough there. It could have slipped $6. I'm not. I need more. I need double digits up here, so at least to make a small profit up here. And then the way it's moving, it's going to be a very slow moving stock. It's not like Tesla. Tesla fell off my scanner because it went over $400. I just realized that its value. So I have it set at no stock over $400. So I've got to adjust that if I want to keep watching Tesla. So it's still toying with us. It's not going up real fast. I'm not opposed to adding full share size down here. I'm still so confident it's going to go up. But the longer it takes to get up there, the less confident I get. I don't want it to toy with us down here for a long time while I could be making money on other trades. That's what I'm starting to think about now. Like, look, just realize the profit so I can start doing other trades. This is really slow. So I'm going to try to move on from here and just get a profit here and move on. Second I sell, it'll shoot straight up, right? 6. Come on. Make a move. You know you want to make a move up here. Let's get up there. Look at that magnet pull it up. It should have pulled right up there. Man, there are some fickle buyers and sellers right here. If it hits down here again, I'm going full share size. Remember, guys, you got to do what's good for you. This is very, very low for me, this share size. So I went ahead and got out, and then it kept going. So, but that gave us a quick thing, profit on that one. So let's go back over and see what is Tesla doing. Is it fading? Okay, so it's still kind of where it was. I said I really need to change the scanner so I have Tesla up here. Tesla's. So guys, I have these charts above me, and my scanners are just below it. That's why they're taking like half the screen. And I can come up and look at these, but then I also have my scanners, that I can look at that are showing me the close, the open, where the price is now. I can quickly see. And here's the other one. So all those scanners are available. There's links to them. They're specially coded to pick up just the right stocks and the spread that I like to trade, that I feel have the liquidity. Yeah, so it's going back up. So wow, went all the way down to 409. Glad I didn't carry that. Now it's starting to reveal itself to be very long biased here, it looks like. Starting to reveal. I don't know. All those gray lines are whole and half dollar. This seems to be the one that has the speed of getting your scalping trades in, which is why I come back to this a lot, but it's also can be dangerous because of the amount of, the distance that it moves in price. So it broke that fib. If you recall, that was going to be the level I was going to go in. So we're right back to where it was. So the fib, it did respect the fib and pulled back. I lowered my share size back to 50. I'm going to look for potential price action in here, and I'm not opposed to holding into a deep loss. That's me. So have your, I look at it as a short term, not a real loss, just a short term dip in price. So it could reflect red up here, and then I would play it long for the day. So keep that in mind. That's my mentality on this, sort of a day trade scalp swing combined. So really, there's a rickshaw man or a doji right at that fib level, which is really being respected. Let's see if it breaks it or if it's going to fall way out back to maybe the ATR. How much did it respect that ATR? A little bit. Not really. It respected more the 414. It went all the way down to the 9. So we can see it's a $6 potential drop when you get into position. So if you had 50 shares, that's $300. So you've got to really put your share sizes to what you could handle. Think that it could go that far, and then maybe you could sustain the move if you go in like 5 shares, 10 shares, and then you could average in higher to 10 or 20 shares after it dips way down and still be not at your max loss and be able to ride it up. This definitely wants to break this fib, huh? So it went all the way down to 15 here, unless that was a shadow wick. I didn't actually notice. But it's wanting to break that, and it just broke it again. I want to catch a dip down to 515 if it does it again. There's 27, 22, 4. There we go. I'm going to try to get that and ride it back up. Take a small trade there. That was just a $10 trade on 50 shares. There's a dip, a further dip. So we're swaling out. We're not getting greedy. Hitting the 9 there. The fact that it broke the 15, I'm waiting to see if it's gonna. I'm waiting a minute because I needed to respect that level before I keep jumping in, because it's only giving me a 10 to 15 cent move, and I'd have to be really quick to take the profit there. So we want to wait and just see. Yeah. So let's see if it's going to do something on the ATR here. That would be the next point of possibly getting it. So that big dip. Normally I buy those. You see me do that. See how it hit it? I actually wasn't prepared to do that, but I would have already gotten the trade. 50-cent trade right there. But I like to see that it's respecting, because we can't just have it breaking down here and just when we're long biased. So we're going to wait for a more surefire looking move here. Look at that, huh? So going short is really risky with this stock today. I'm going to tell you that, because you don't want to hold a short position into a swing. If it gets the better of you, you just should get out. Really think, with the amount of money that Musk invested, that the confidence in Tesla is so high. So if you go short, it has to be a brief short. That's all I'm saying. I might go short. But I'm just warning you that that's what's on my mind, of thinking that it would be a very, very brief, like just take a small profit, get out. So now I really wish I would have grabbed this trade, because I might have held it into a bigger move. And we're looking for, I would say 30-cent moves up and 15-cent moves down to be safe on this target over the last 9 candles. Excuse me. Is it going to rest on that fib and give it support now, or is it going to break back through? Excuse me, I have a real throat issue this morning. I'm dealing with a death in the family, and it's like a requested cremation, and then dealing with the people at the funeral home trying to upsell cremations. Seriously? I just like, really, you know, I mean, everybody's got their business model, right? But it's just like, I don't want to hear this. Now, do you want the flame to come on full, or do you want a slow burn? They didn't say that, but that was the joke we made, if you could make such a joke about death. But it's just like, come on, people. Well, that was the dip. It looked like the dip there. It only went down. Wow. Okay, so it is now taken off. Is it markets high over here for the day? No. Let me go ahead and mark that just so we have that marked. Any dip near the fib now would probably be a good dip. That's the way I look at it for a quarter of the position anyway. 415.50. You see how hard it slams it if it goes down. It's definitely making a move up now, so we might get a dip in between here, but as we expected today, I mean, this is going to probably end up in the 425 range. Can't be sure, but I'm thinking it will beat yesterday's numbers, which was 423. That doesn't mean drop 500 shares in and ride it, though, because I don't know. I mean, just nobody knows, you know. That's why scalping's so cool, because you're in and out, and you're not dependent on what might happen long term. You're just taking your profits as you see them. I'm being very patient by not going in here, is the way I look at it, because I want to go in, but I'm just thinking, God, let's. Okay, there we go. All right, so I tried to get it down there at 51, canceling that. Because of the way it's moving, it looks like it's going to break it now, so didn't get me at first. God, wish I would have got in there. Is it going to break down? I would have already had a winning trade if I got it at the 51, but it just didn't pick me up. And if you go market, your spread's pretty big, and you know it's going to give you the wrong side, because that's how they make their money. That was it. It would have been a 50-cent and beyond. To infinity and beyond. Come on, get down there. Here we go. 56? There we go. I got it at 56. Will I regret it? We're not breaking down off the fib. We're bouncing off the fib. Remember that. That's the message we're telling all stock buyers. We're bouncing on the fib for an opportunity and then getting right back up into the 416 level. There we go. Take me out there. 416.16. So that was a good trade, up to 91. And we just waited for that area, and it worked. So, and of course, I was ready to add in even as low as down here. So remember, I've got a deep pocket outlook for max loss on these, on Tesla. You know, like a $500 max loss. You know, so think about that. And people would say, well, you're only going for 20 or 30 bucks. Yeah, that's right. That's still not going to change that. And knowing I can dig myself out of a max loss by going for $20 and $30 trades and still make a profit. Wow. That is really tempting. It hit 42. Just making sure it's not a breakdown here. Yeah, it's going even lower. Look at that. Wow. I'm going to go ahead. I think it might go lower, but I'm watching the swale here. Okay. I was just going to say I'm going to get out because it took too long. Here we go. That got me like $14. But as I was saying, there's enough up, even if it keeps going down, to get out, and then long bias is the way to go. So I'm looking for it to break the 415 and get down into here now. There's the VWAP down there, 1437, 1441. So let's see if it can break down as well. We're getting 20-cent swales, movements here to get in and out quickly. But I'm going to keep playing it long biased. Now, I'm not opposed to getting out if it starts to hurt me here. I won't always double down, especially if it breaks this ATR. I don't want to see it break that ATR down. Let me just see where this is. It went all the way down to in the 410 area, so I don't really want to ride it down $200, even though I was saying I've got a deep pocket outlook. I don't really want that to happen. So I'd rather just, because what happens, as you've seen, I get trapped and I can't trade. I'm waiting forever. I can leave and go to another stock and just put it on the ladder, which I do. So it did seem like it wanted to hit its bottom at 15 even there, which way back when was our beginning type of trades. And it seems like it's come back to that level. If it breaks out now, expect it to be more up to 417 before it rejects, making a higher high here. Just going by what I see happen day after day after day. Just an intuitive way to read price action from years and years of experience. Doesn't mean it's going to happen, but it's a higher probability of happening. Now, we have a bias on this, so a lot of news out on it. So we want to think about long and not keep trying to do these retracements that may or may not happen, as much as the long will happen over the day. See the price action coming in below the magnet? That means there's more people down here than up here that are buying. So that could possibly pull it down. You got a liquidity pool. So that's good news if we want to buy a dip again at the 15. And then 414.50 would be a good one, because then you have sort of a fail-safe to turn you around at the ATR, but it's taken off again. So I'm just not seeing a great opportunity here, guys. It's just kind of grinding in here, so I'm looking for a better opportunity to make a more surefire trade. And since I'm long biased, it could be a while, because I hesitate to short up here. I'd probably short off to 17, thinking there's going to be some retracement if it goes up there. Here's the fib. Hims and Hers has an option frenzy going on. The news is reporting. It's down today. Whoa. That was interesting. That was a strong hit down there. I'm going to go for it, guys, and see if I can get picked up there. Yeah. I feel like I have many areas to add safely, so I'm going to try to ride this for a small move up as it's playing its reindeer games here. Watching that level 2 action there. Not liking the look of it, honestly. There's larger swales down than swales up, which is something I keep an eye on to see the momentum shift short term. I kind of want to get out of this trade, and I don't like the way it's moving. So let me see if I can just get out of this trade here if it gives me an opportunity. Can always get back in if it starts to take off. Yeah, it's going the wrong way for me, the way it's swailing. I don't like it. It's one. Any kind of a pop here, please. Just more than $2 would be good. At 97. I want it to break the. There it goes. Pick me up. Pick me up. It's swailing up. I was going to say it's going to pick me up because. So I didn't get greedy, you know. So we're up to 125 on this stock. So I think we're at our goal today. Although Charlie hit like 2,000 this morning. But yeah, trading the pre-market on Charles Schwab or Thinkorswim is very risky because it doesn't fill very well. But if you take 5 shares in a stock like, or 10 shares in a stock like Lilly, when it has news on a weight reduction pill, you know, good things can happen to you. Right now, Lilly's up to 772. Yeah, it's kind of calmed down now, but it might throughout the day keep going up. All right, so being conservative, waiting for the levels. We're doing good. Better than yesterday. I know I'm on an expensive stock, guys. Just keep your, I mean, it will fit under the PDT. You can do 200 shares, 250 shares actually, if you have funded your account in order to day trade. So this is really less than 25% of that. But you look at the price and you go, oh my God. And if you don't have a funded account, then it's nearly impossible, obviously, to trade this stock. But you can learn, and you can trade in a sim and learn. I'm going to do some intraday markings here so I don't lose track of what's what. That's kind of a tweezer move there. 71. Do we have any kind of a pattern here? Not really. That is a rejection right there. That's a hangman at the top of that trend on the 5-minute, which would send it down if you're just going by patterns. 15, it's too early. Yeah, should have grabbed it down there, huh? That would have been a move. 30, 40, 50-cent move, just like that. So I'm missing a lot of trades that could have got us bigger money, you know, by being conservative, you know. You know, it swelled up again from down there, up to 15 cents on 50 shares. It is breaking down, so I'm a little worried about this movement right now, about going long right at this level. So it's hit it there 4 times now, almost 5 times, right at the like $0.75, 14.71. But really, I'd look more to where the VWAP is and the $0.50 mark to be a better entry if to go long again. But I could wait all day. Looking for a fast dip to try to grab it. Being prepared, since I'm not using my hotkeys. Got to keep the button over by the bid. Spread still 8 to 10 cents. Really consolidating here. So there's a bunch of trades here.
China CATL says we'll start shipping new sodium-ion passenger batteries in batches next year.
Here's a real intraday level there. So that's a 50-cent channel that's being created here for the last 5 candles. Too soon to see if that's going to be held, but it's just a good idea for when you're getting in for a quick trade to see the range. I mean, that's what this is giving you over 9 candles. This is the risk oscillator. It's a good one to get because it kind of tells you like get out for this type of scalping Man, it's just holding that 15 a lot at 415. There's 80 cents, 414.80. Can we get another drop, or is that, nope. Already had a 20-cent trade there if you picked it up at the 80 cents, right? 26 cents trade. There it goes. Is it going to stop at that level again? At the 21, quarter dollar, 15.25. Seems like it. No, I finally broke it. Nope. Rejecting again. Okay, so I will get in down here if it gets us anywhere near, even in the 80 cent tile, 80 cents. If it drops down here again, I will grab it. Because that seems to be repeating. 6 times is enough. Yeah, there it went. It did a breakout. So we missed it. So we're just looking for patterns and then trying to take advantage very, very quickly and not getting greedy. Just looking for patterns. And then if you're really, really sure on a recovery, then you might want to add to your share size as it's going back the direction you need. But that's when you have to be careful, and it's not the best way. It's a more advanced way to trade, and it's very risky. You need to be able to hold into a pretty high max loss setting, or have a very low share size to start to deal with that, like 5 shares or something like that, to build up to your. NVIDIA is still dropping. Palantir's dropping. AMD is coming back. I was going to say, AMD is not affected by the China news. It might actually go the other way. Apple's still right at the 239 area where we were trading it. Amazon's down. Google's down a couple bucks. Hood is right even money again. I think that has something to do with the option activity. Oracle is down off of its 307. It was supposed to be bullish. Wow, so here we go. Tempting to go short here, but this could be its breakout. So now this is what you can get caught up in the micro business. You're thinking like, oh, it's definitely going to come down, but look at the bigger picture that we still haven't made from the open. We still haven't made a very long biased move here. So the open was, what was the opening of? Oh, see, I don't have this on my annoying. But I think it was around the 415 level. We barely moved off the opening. So there was a opportunity already. 30, 40, 50 cents there to go short. See, the buy sell oscillator turned it around. There is logic to get in here at this fib now because of the way it's moving up, that this might be the new dip to ride it long. But you'd have to be prepared for it to go like 75 cents down. There it goes. So that's the top of the market magnet up there, like around the 416.50 range. Tempting to ride these swales. There's enough move to, even playing at long bias, to play a fast retracement. If it starts to go, doesn't retrace though, I'm not sure I would average in. I would just get out. I'm just putting that out there. So I think it's got I think it's got $3 to $5 easily, maybe higher to go up still, maybe even $10 before end of day. That would be my thought. It's just going to continue to go up the rest of the year. Unless he, who knows what Musk or Trump or somebody might say something that affects it, So here we go at the 50 cent level. It is tempting. We're right up here. 416. Yeah, we're right at its highs. Well, not the spike it made here, but see, that would have been a trade again. 50 cent trade, just like that. So it is giving us opportunities. So I'm going to take advantage soon here on one of these opportunities. So broke this higher high, but not on the 5-minute over here yet. We need to get it to get up here. Almost, but not steady enough breaking that level. It's almost about that dip. Almost about that dip. Thinking about it. I'm just watching. I'm being real conservative this morning. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get in down there if it gets me at 35, which is pretty high on this ladder from where we've been trading it, right? So I'm really going long biased with this. I'm just gonna take a short move if it lets me out. Swailing down, not up, which is not good. There it goes. That was a sign of a pick me up there. There it goes again. So it should get me. Yeah, I was going to say it should get me there. So again, let's look for a better dip because it did go all the way down here. So we definitely made our goal between Apple and Tesla. Our goal is 150. Very low share size to get there.
Again, Lilly awarded an $8 billion contract by the VA.
Lilly just went down. He's talking about Lilly, but it went down to 770. Those expensive stocks, they're more of a long-term trade, obviously, not a scalping. 770 is a lot to scalp. And you don't get the same volume or liquidity movement to get in and out, so you're kind of stuck. Great to stick to it as it goes $50 up.
GIPR, generation income, popping here.
I desperately want to short, but I feel like it's going to pop the second I short and go up like $1. So I'm just kind of watching this tight here. There's another level it keeps hitting. These are just to help me remember my shorter longs. It can't really respect them when I drew. People go like, those lines, you can tell you don't know how to trade. And it's like, okay, show me your bank balance, my friend. Everybody trades a bit differently, So to me, they're guidance, So I have guidance by using these levels. And I think it's a really good way to learn, to give you some parameters, some channels. And that's what the whole RV strategy is based on. That's made all these millionaires and thousands of people trade it every single day. That's in Day Trading Volume 1. If you don't already have it, you should get it. Wow, here we go. The way that went down, it looked like a bigger breakdown. So I didn't get in like where I did before. I waited for a bigger breakdown, waiting for it to come down into the 414 a little deeper in there. If we can get down a little lower in there. I'm looking at the bid. I'm looking for it to get down here. Here goes another red candle. I mean, look at it here. I mean, we're way up from its low. So, you still have to be careful being long biased here. Like, that's why I just look at the short-term swales. Just get in, get out. Get in, get out. Don't wait for it to make a bigger move. Just get in, get out. Climb up. There we go. I'm going to try to get that to 75. See, it already would have been a profit. Getting out now. Don't like the way it moved there. Didn't pick me up, so reassessing to see if it's breaking down further, which it appears to be.
Up at 10:30, crude and gasoline inventories, 1.4 million build in crude expected, 1.1 million in distillates, draw of 700,000 in gasoline expected.
Oh well, would have been great to grab it there, huh, guys?
10:30 a.m. Eastern time.
Definitely going back up now. Missed it. That would have been a good trade. Another $20, $30 trade there that I missed. See if we get another opportunity. I was trying to get it at 1470, if you recall. 1470. It's not a hangman when it's at the bottom of a trend, right? So keep that in mind. It's not an absolute reversal sign there. But most of your action is above this level. So you look at, it's right where the magnet is. So it's kind of confirming that this is where most of the people are. So still getting it on a big dip is a good call because it's going to recover where most of the action is, probably for a brief period of time before it builds up at a lower level. So you're just looking at magnet pulled down, right? And then price action's receding here. Well, no, it just came in again. There's a real battle going on here. There it goes. Magnet pulled back up, and then this volume came below it. So the magnet called it up. I really want to get a dip here, the way this is moving. Really looking for a dip down there. Come on, get me a dip. There we go. Get me, pick me up, pick me up, pick me up. It's right there. Pick me up. Oh, my God, canceling. That would have been a great trade. Already would have had it. Oh, there we go again. All right, pick me up. Right near the ATR. Oh, didn't pick me up. I'm getting out again. Because it could. I need to make sure it's not doing a larger breakdown. I had an opportunity there. Another 20 cents easily on that trade and climbing. Man, this is why not going in market. You could sit there and do these reindeer games all day. At the 50-cent mark now. Looking to get in. It's a real breakdown going on here. So it's the second 5 minute here. The 15 minutes, there's 2 red now. So be careful here, guys, playing this game because it is starting to trend down. See, downward trend. So the big money-making thing might be later. So I'm always looking to make sure I can get out right away when I get in, like 10, 15, 20 cents on sort of what I might call like a recoil rather than a retracement. It's like a coil, and it goes springs, coils, springs, coils, that kind of a attitude that you want to just get in. Now I'm looking more down to the $0.25 here, so off that ATR, which where I would respect. Not going to go short. I don't like the short way down here. There it goes. We want some recovery here. It's just a whole new ball game if it just starts trending straight down like a knife. If you're holding and you're stuck up here, I think it's going to come back. You might have to make it a swing. I do think it'll come back today, but you got to call it yourself. There we go. Wow. Tried to get in right there. Okay. So I'm in. I'm just looking for a recoil quickly. I'm not gonna add into it. I'm going to get out if it keeps going down. Yeah, I'm going to get out. All right, so that was a bad trade. Now it's coming back to my position. I didn't like the way that looked at all, so I just got out. I really don't know what it's going to do here. I'm surprised it's continuing to go down, so I didn't want to ride it. So I'm out of this. I'm going to wait to come back to this stock to see. Yeah, so AMD is actually looking good. So I'm moving over to AMD for a few minutes, guys, just to see what we've got for price action here. So it's breaking down now. Let me mark some levels here real quick. What's our time? Okay, so my time's getting short here. Hopefully you guys have done okay. You already if you made your goal, you got out. For the most part, other than that last trade, they were all called pretty damn accurately. And I was pushing it there on the long bias thing, but it could move a lot, and I know I don't have the time to sit here and ride it with you guys, ride a long time for you guys. I'd have to set it and go away. And that's not really too helpful for you if you're trying to follow me. So 62.45. Now, a lot of times when I do the RV strategy, I mark the bodies. Technically in the strategy books, it says to mark the wicks. We switched to the bodies and found them to be somewhat accurate too, but let me get some historical data in here. Where's our price range? So find where your price is, way up in here. So we're looking for historical data that will actually come into play. Like this is an amazing level. See how it continued to respect it across here? So I would mark that if it ever comes back. Oh, it's where we are right now. Probably this is recent, but did it hit it again? Not really. Yeah, I guess it did. Right in here. That's kind of a smooth level, a smoothing level. I don't know how much I'd respect that. So you can see by looking at your current levels, like where did I mark those to see if there's other areas here. So this could come into play. That's way up there, 63. We could hope it goes up that high. Again, I have a swing in that's up in the $70 range, so I want that to come back. Did I pick that up across there? 58. Yeah, I'd say that general level. I'll come back. I might come back. Well, I might probably not on this session, but I will come back and look at Tesla and go back to long bias. So you guys, if you continue to trade, wait for the breakdown to finish, and then think about riding it up on a long bias once you see some confirmation on the charts that that's happening. So our AMD can go as high as 500 shares. As far as if you're following your max PDT, so that is definitely less than 25% of what my full position might be. So volume's going up, as you can see from the Scalp Pro meter from the last candle as it's breaking down. So right in the middle of a breakdown here, stair stepping back down off of its 161.43, high area here. Kind of not really a tweezer move there, but I say 143, I meant 161.43.
A draw of 9.285 million versus a build of
Short-term data there. So it bounced off the fib, the VWAP, and the bottom of the market magnet right there. That could be a support level. There's the fib right below it, where it did support and turn around. So let's look to that as a possible long biased. See if it can hold that fib if it comes down there. You got to wait these things out, guys. So I'm trying to remember. It did say AMD was long biased today, right? Yeah, and it is up from the open still, about almost $1, and it's about at the close, almost even money from its close. Okay, so there it is. And will it hold it? Hit the fib, bounced up. Not much. This is moving much slower. You're getting, 10 cents really. Yeah, 10 cents. I was going to say it's not like Tesla. So you want to take much shorter gains here. So you're looking for, if you have 100 shares, like $6 to $8, or you want to raise your share size if you want to try to make more than that. Literally hanging at the fib level. We don't want to see it break down off of it. 93 on the spike. We want it to hold it and come up, and then we can reconfirm it. Seems like it was doing a flat top right here at 160.40 to 160.50. So you can see why these fibs get drawn, because people follow them, and then you want to trade with the crowd. So this is it was respected. It stopped it dead. Okay, so it kind of gave a downward hammer right there, and a 20-cent trade already if you got in on it. There it goes. So that fib was respected. I like to see it. You know, it's easy to call when you mark them out, guys, and you've already could have taken that trade. I want to wait for a retest, but that's the more conservative way. But and you know, there's a lot of stopping at the next fib level up there, which is 160.50, right in that range. That would be an area to play it short, go back and forth, because you're not going to get much range on this. Your ATR range on AMD is $5.75. So figure $2, really, you know, $2.40 roughly, $2.38 in one direction or the other is the better way to look at that. Red across the board, honestly, guys. Although the SPY and the Q are up, as you can see from the market pulse here, this is all showing down here. So going short on AMD is not stupid if you get a right level here. Still recovering right now from its drop. So here comes a retest of the fib. I'm going to be going to the other session here soon, guys. So hopefully you did make your money. We had broken the money before that last trade, and then I think I'm a little off the 150 now, but I'll get it back up. Charlie already made her goal, but testing the fib again. Let's see what happens. If it breaks down, it's literally sitting on it on the bid. $0.04 spread. Okay, that's a breakdown, so not good for going long. A lot of people would just jump into that short and go to the next fib level. I'd like to see it break that fib. I'll go in if it does. Nope. Yeah. 94. I was looking at the ask. But this is what I would get is the market maker price. And maybe even a couple cents off that. Going to break that fib, or is it just going to be a resistance now? Yeah, it's just resisting off that. Yeah, I can't trade this. It's just it's fading. And it's really, really slow, so there's no recovery. There's no recoil trade. I'm going to start using that word. It's recoiling to 10 to 15 cents. We're not getting that here. So this is just buy it, sit, and wait, and you might be waiting in the wrong direction. So I'm not sure I would trade this stock. It's just too slow to do what it needs to do here. So I would probably go back to Tesla if I was you guys, and see if did it continue to break down here? Let's see what it did here. It kind of came back up and retested that level. Remember, these are really intraday levels here, so shouldn't be really respected until you see them continually respected on intraday action. I use them as guidelines for like I just said, the recoil type trading. So now we can see where it's really at on the 1 minute. It's right at the ATR. It broke it. And boy, it would have been great if it retested and went up, because that would have been your move for the day to go up then off that. But it broke it again. That's not not an easy sign to read. You can see the consolidation happening down here before it turned around. That's right at the 412. So really surprised it's not revealed its real move yet. I think it's going to be going up today. See, look, another news story. So DBS Bank adjusts Tesla to 450 from 300, right? So this news is going to continue to come out because of the huge investment that Musk made. It's to his the richest man in the world's his advantage if the stock goes up, because he gets $1 trillion when he meets his little incentive plan points he has to make. So he's going to do everything he can to manipulate the stock higher. So as a long-term trade, this is a pretty decent trade here. So just my point of view. Do your own research. When you're trading in the moment here, sometimes it takes a little bit to reveal what's going to happen by the end of the day. And we're taking little trades of advantage, but I think it kind of revealed its low here. So I think going long off of that level. I mean, it did go way down here to 410. Definitely I'd go long at that level. But even at the 412, it seems like a really good buy. So it seems to be retesting here. I mean, for scalping, it seems to be retesting at the 1350, 41350. So if it keeps you might get a channel here, which would be cool from the ATR. ATR is a really high level respected channel, although it doesn't look like it here. But this is half of the overall volume for a day going down. A lot of traders will trade that because you don't expect it to go the entire ATR one way or the other. You expect it to go half one way and half the other to make its range, right? So, but if it's trending up, it could easily go the whole way into the other one. So you have to kind of consider everything. In other words, nobody really knows what's going to happen. So you take those moves in between where you can when you see something reveal itself. Yep, so that was a dip back down. I'd love to see it break this ATR, guys. This is where I would think about if it starts retesting here, really play it long biased. Wait for it to break this, and then see if it's retesting to then go up. You know, there it goes. So it broke the ATR. And the volume increased as it did it. This is the Scalp Pro meter. Hopefully you all have that. Like the best volume indicator there is. So we're going for 3,000 this month, but even if you only made 100, that's 2,000 a month. You know, being very conservative and learning that a 1 minute candle moves really slow and it's not a lot of quick decision making. What makes it seem fast is when you're nervous. If you're nervous, your share size is too high. Oops. Speaking of which, this should be at 50 if I was going to continue to trade here. But actually, I'm not. 1040. Okay. All right, guys. Listen, thanks for watching this morning. I hope you're doing well. I'll try to get a recap off. If not, I will see you in the morning. And go green out there, guys.